Hi, in this video I am going to explain isoquinoline, which is in B.Pharm.C second year second semester pharmaceutical organic chemistry 3. In the previous video I discussed the quinoline. Now to the continuation to that I am going to discussing now isoquinoline. Almost it is similar to that of the quinoline only. See in the structure of isoquinoline, it is also having the same molecular formula C9H7N isoquinoline. So it is a benzo C pyridine. As we seen in the quinoline, it is a benzo B pyridine. So but this isoquinoline is a benzo C pyridine. So it is a fully fused aromatic ring system known as benzo C pyridine. Yeah, A bond of pyridine is the B bond and C bond of pyridine. So the C bond of pyridine is binding with the benzene. So that's why it is called as benzo C pyridine. So the nitrogen represented in the blue color. And as like in the quinoline what we seen in the previous video, the same as like all the 9 carbons and 1 nitrogen are sp2 hybridized. So all the ring atoms, that is 9 carbons and 1 nitrogen, are sp2 hybridized. So among these 2 sp2 orbitals on each atom overlaps with each other to form a cc and cn sigma bonds. The third sp2 orbital of carbon atom overlaps and with an s orbital of hydrogen and form a CH sigma bonds. So all the ring atoms sp2 hybridization and overlapping of the adjacent each other, it is making a cc bond and cn bonds are forming. And the carbons which are having sp2 hybridized orbital making a bond with the hydrogens at the each corner and making the ch bond by the s orbital of hydrogen. And coming to the nitrogen, the third sp2 orbital, it is not making a bond with the hydrogen, it is occupied with the lone pair of electron. The third sp2 orbital of nitrogen occupied with the lone pair of electrons. So in the each ring atom we can see the presence of an unhybridized p orbital. Why? Because all the atoms are undergoing sp2. One p orbital is remaining containing one electron of those perpendicular to the plane containing the sigma bonds. So these unhybridized p orbitals are perpendicular to the sp2 hybridized orbitals, that is to the sigma bonds. So all these sigma bonds are having the bond angle 120 degrees. So overlap of these p orbitals producing the delocalized pi molecular orbital containing the 10 electrons, that is indicating of 5 pi bonds. So isoquinoline shows the aromatic properties by obeying the Huckel's rule, that is 4n plus 2 rule. Here n is indicating the number of rings, that is 2 rings are present here and totally 10 electrons are there. So the nitrogen lone pair is not released into the aromatic system because of it is perpendicular to the pi system, what we discussed in the previous slide. So the nitrogen having the electron withdrawing effect by resonance resulting in an electron deficiency ring system. So due to the electronegativity of nitrogen, it is attracting the electrons towards to the nitrogen, and the electron so the ring is having the electron deficiency. So these first 3 structures, Kegler structure, that is change in the double bonds, and in the case of movement of rotation of electrons in the ring system, we can see the different resonance structures are forming in the isoquinoline. So coming to the preparation methods. So first method, that is the Bissler-Napier-Halsky synthesis. So this method is very useful for the construction of one substituted 3,4 dihydroisoquinolines, which if necessarily can be oxidized to the isoquinolines. So initially we can get the 3,4 dihydroisoquinolines we can get. So this upon oxidation we can convert this into the isoquinolines. So what is the reaction behind in this synthesis is nothing but beta phenyl ethylamine we are taking, reacting with the acyl chloride, and we can see the formation of amide in the presence of base. So then this is going to cyclized by treating with either phosphorus pentoxide or phosphorus oxychloride. So cyclization of the amide is going to take place by the treatment of phosphorus pentoxide or phosphorus oxychloride, P2O5 or POCl3. And finally the aromatization is accomplished by heating the 3,4 dihydroquinoline over palladium on charcoal to give the isoquinoline. So conversion of this 3,4 dihydroquinoline and isoquinoline in the presence of palladium is happened. So see the step what we've seen in the previous slide, that is beta phenyl ethylamine. So if you see this position of this carbon atom, that is adjacent to the amino group is the alpha carbon atom, and this is the beta beta carbon atom. Beta carbon atom having the phenyl ring system, beta phenyl ethylamine. So this is reacting with the acyl chloride in the presence of base. It is going to give the amide, CONH, amide it is giving. So it is undergoing the cyclization either in the presence of phosphorus pentoxide P2O5 or phosphorus oxychloride. It is going to change this electron changes you can see and happening of cyclization, and by the removal of phosphorus with the OH group we can see formation of derivative, that is 3,4 dihydro isoquinoline it is giving. So it is going to remove the hydrogen's presence in this third and fourth position. Deprotonation we can make by in the presence of palladium and carbon. So it is going to give the isoquinoline derivative. So this is an Napralsky synthesis. And see the next synthesis, it is almost similar to that of the previous method. This method is a Pictet-Spengler synthesis. Spectred-Spengler synthesis, beta phenyl ethylamine reacts with an aldehyde. So instead of reacting with the acyl chloride, here we are taking the aldehyde we are taking, and it is reacting and it is giving the intermediate, that is the imine instead of amide, the previous method. So then this imine undergoing the cyclization under light mild conditions is sufficient. There is no need to requirement of phosphorus pentoxide or phosphorus oxychloride. So cyclization also occurs in the natural plants naturally under the physiological conditions only. No need of special conditions to undergo the cyclization. So this is the mostly we can see the different biosynthesis of many tetrahydroisoquinoline alkalides we can observe. So this tetrahydroisoquinoline can be dehydrogenated by the palladium to form the one substituted isoquinoline. So see that 2-phenyl ethylamine, same as like in the previous what we are taking, that is substituted we taken, here we are not taking the substituted, only 2-phenyl ethylamine we are taking, that is beta phenyl ethylamine reacting with the aldehyde, different aldehydes. We can see the formation of imine, C double bond N, it is forming imine. It under mild conditions, acidic conditions, or physiologically we can see the cyclization is going to taking place and going to give 3,4 dihydro 1 substituted isoquinoline. So this in the presence of palladium, it is going to saturated by deprotonation, removal of hydrogen, going to give the one substituted isoquinoline. So coming to the basicity, as like the quinoline, isoquinoline also somewhat slightly weaker base than the pyridine. So the pyridine is fusing with the benzene. So in comparison to the pyridine, the isoquinoline is having the less basicity only, and its basic character is due to the presence of this lone pair of electron on the nitrogen. So this lone pair of electrons are donating to the H plus ions of acid, and it is making a NH bond, and the positive charge is pushing to the nitrogen atom. So it is going to give isoquinoline hydrochloride and possessing the basic character. So coming to the different chemical reactions, that first we can see the electrophilic substitution reactions. So in the case of quinoline, we observed that the electrophilic substitution reactions are taken place at the 5th and 8th position. But in the case of isoquinoline, the electrophilic substitution reactions are mostly taken place at the 5th position only. So you can see the nitration. So the isoquinoline, by reacting with the nitric acid, it gives the 5-nitro isoquinoline. The 5th position, the substitution of nitro group is going to take place. In the case of sulfonation, same the sulfonic acid group attaching at the 5th position by reacting with the sulfuric acid. So going to give isoquinoline 5-sulfonic acid. And coming to the bromination, so isoquinoline by reacting with the bromine, it is going to give 5-bromo isoquinoline. 5-bromo isoquinoline. And to see the reduction, so we can see the mild, moderate and strong reduction we can see in the basing upon the catalyst using in the reduction process. If you use the sodium amalgam, so mild reduction takes place at the first position and second position. The double bond is going to removed and 2 hydrogens are added in this position and going to give the 1,2 dihydroisoquinoline. So isoquinoline, upon reducing by the sodium amalgam, it is going to give 1,2 dihydroisoquinoline. Mild reduction takes place. But in the case presence of SnCl2, so it is undergoing the reduction, going to giving the 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydroisoquinoline. And in the presence of platinum, it undergoes the reduction. Complete reduction is going to take place, going to give the decahydroisoquinoline. So all the double bonds are saturated. Decahydroisoquinoline. So sodium amalgam, so strontium chloride and platinum. And if you see the oxidation, so as like quinoline, so this isoquinoline also undergoing the ring cleavage by oxidation with the potassium permanganate. So either the ring cleavage is going to happen at the benzene ring system in these positions, going to give the pyridine 3,4 dicarboxylic acid. Otherwise the ring cleavage is happen at the pyridine ring system, going to give the phthalic acid. So both the products it is giving undergoing the oxidation in the presence of potassium permanganate, ring cleavage is going to take in place. So reaction with the alkyl halide, as we discussed in the quinoline, same the methyl iodide is forming as a methyl cation and iodide ion. So the lone pair of electrons are donating to the methyl and making a N-methyl N-C bond it is forming. So that is giving the isoquinoline methyl iodide it is forming. And coming to the reaction with the sodamide, that is nucleophilic substitution, the nucleophilic group amino group is substituted at the first position. So the more electron withdrawing effect of the nitrogen is present in these two positions, first position and third positions. So the nucleophilic attack is going to take place either first or third position. So by attack of amino group nucleophile in the isoquinoline, it is going to give isoquinoline 1 amine. First position is substituted. So these are the different chemical reactions. So now we can see some derivatives related to the isoquinoline. So the best example is the papaverine. So it is a natural alkaloid, opium alkaloid. It is having the antispasmodic activity, using primarily in the treatment of visceral spasm and vasospasm, and occasionally using in the erectile dysfunction also. So this papaverine having this isoquinoline ring system. So if you see this quinazokine, so as it is indicating kine, so it is a local anesthetic, topical anesthetic using the antipruritic, having this isoquinoline ring system. So in the case of another example, that is debrizoquine, so it is an antihypertensive drug similar to that of the guanethidine. So having this 1, 2, 3, 4 tetrahydroisoquinoline ring system is present in this debrizoquine. So if you like this video, share to your friends. Thank you for watching.